I think most of our listeners are familiar with the term at least, but maybe not the details of workman's comp. Do you sell workman's comp? I know a lot of times there are state agencies that wind up getting a lot of the workers' comp business. I don't really know why. I guess it's because they're too risky for a private carrier. I don't know. How does workman's comp work?
Yeah, well, it's funny. It's actually workers'
Okay, work.
compensation, but that's we Okies anyway, and maybe other states call it workmen's comp. So that's a common, it's just a semantics deal. But so workers' compensation, as you mentioned, Martin, especially in our state, Oklahoma, it's we can place it through a broker, which we do from time to time. But these state pools that you mentioned, these kind of state-run plans, are generally a better deal for people. Um, the pricing, if the state pool has what we call an appetite, meaning if the state pool will write their type of business, it's generally at a better premium because they have a larger pool of clients to draw from and spread the loss potential around. Um, but yeah, we do some of that, and that's again, if you've got 50 employees, it's going to be something you definitely have in place. If you've got 3 employees, it can get overlooked pretty easily.
Tell you the other place that gets overlooked, and I know contractors and manufacturers, our audience, or a large part of our audience, is your 1099 guys that are working for you, that subcontractor that's working for you. They have to have workers' comp or what, generally, Brian, if they don't.
Well, that's yeah. Let me start with that's probably not my question to answer. That's more of a we're getting into the legal arena on some level, but it's tricky, man. I've had conversations with people at the state level about what does it mean to be a 1099, right? And that's a pretty hard definition to meet. Um, Meaning, I can't tell them when to show up. They can't have on my company shirts. I mean, there's all these little things that come into play with am I a 1099 in actuality versus on paper, right? And that's again, that's not my area, but I've just had these interesting conversations with people at the state level about that. Um, and there's waivers that you can have people sign around that. I don't want to hold myself out as a workers' comp expert, but there's a number of things to pay attention to depending upon how your business is designed, how you treat employees or 1099s, et cetera, and your exposure, right? I mean, we're all supposed to have workers' compensation as business owners, but it's not exactly enforced heavily, at least not to my knowledge.
Well, the only thing I can say in passing, most of my clients who've had issues around uh, workers' compensation and whether or not a subcontractor is a 1099 or even an LLC or something, they lose. if if they don't have a certificate showing that 1099, not employee but worker, or the company, even if it's a small company, if they don't have workers' comp, my clients always wind up paying it. That's so that without either of us being an attorney, it's always get the certificate. And the best time to get the
Uh,
certificate is before you hand them their check. Do an
Agreed.
exchange.